Alright, welcome back to Map Gaming, where we are in around whatever you want to call Rhode Island. It's a mine that we haven't really seen, so I thought it was worth, kind of taking a little trip down memory lane to kind of see what everything looks like. And that is one big, was that a, construction materials factory. Look at the size of that sucker, man. That is full blown getting it going, man. And then we're gonna make a small little loop without getting too sick and then drop that stuff off. So we have made quite a impression on this. Even though it's not fully maxed out, that's still quite steep for, its size, so that's pretty cool. Then we also have this, which is loading an excessive amount of construction material. So we did get everything fixed as far as up north goes. I meant to kind of do that in a better way. We are fully stocked there. Our petroleum is not doing as well as I'd like it to. Let's kind of duplicate those, get those going just a little bit. We're not really maxing out on this. And I wonder if it's more of because this guy is like kind of shooting on this side and these trains aren't doing as much as we would like them to. That'd be very interesting to kind of see. We could also up that production, but my thing, this is probably going to be a shorter video. I was looking at this and kind of going, man, I've made some mistakes and messed up, and there's things about this map that are kind of starting to bug me to the point of like I'd like to reset, and this being one of them. Like, we don't have a whole lot of, I don't know when I made this map, obviously we have people traveling on this, but if we go anywhere else, no one else is traveling. And the game didn't stop us from, changing things up and whatnot. So like no one leaves this town except for on this rail station. And same with this one. I mean, they have a few drivable things and you have like, one person here, but mainly everybody goes around on the tram system, which is kind of what we wanted. But I'd like to kind of compete with the other numbers. And then if you go over here, obviously no one, like we have more people traveling. We should probably fix that a little bit, but no one leaves Massachusetts unless they're on a tram station or a train. So there were things that I kind of wish that were a little bit different. And what's this? Oh, okay. I haven't really ever gone through all this. But like, obviously there's a heat map, emission layer. This is kind of high, which is probably due to the tram stations. But I mean, for the most part, it looks pretty. This is also high, but that's like I said, it's for this. But we have kind of some quiet spots and stuff like that. But we knew that this area was going to be high admissions just because this was our entry point for what else is there? All right, so yeah, there's things that I did that I didn't necessarily want to do, but I did want to go over this because this does look cool. If you back this up as far, you can see all the different colored lines. You can see everything and what it kind of does. We're having a Which one's this? Oh, that one. So, and that's probably due to this one not being fully loaded, you know. But so that one's losing. This one's losing a little bit, but that's just because it's not fully loaded. Our losses are very minimalistic, and most of them are due to like cars and trams. Like if you look at this is pretty much our bread and butter. These ones up here, that one's due to like obviously the short span, them not getting enough materials, because they're able to ship 400 and we're barely getting into like the hundreds. So that's kind of this train state. These trains are too big for that one. And then the same with this one, which is the New Jersey fuel line, which is let me get to it, probably this one right here. We're not able to compete with the train, even though there's two of them, and the frequency is, dang, that's actually not that bad. It's 130 seconds, which is a little over 2 minutes to travel here, but this is game time. This is not our time. Game time does travel or move a little bit faster, but if you flip this one more time, you have you have a lot of them. And I was watching this for a minute before I started recording, and some of these were getting into like the 5 millions. So all of that being said, like we have a lot of profitable lines before even some of them, like, I mean, 300,000, I can live with that. And that's after like we pay the maintenance and everything. Like this is what's left over. Like this is what the line makes after everything's paid for. So obviously we're getting down into the nitty gritty, and these are all the vehicles. But like the lowest vehicle one is about $2,000, and that's like Connecticut gears. So I mean, in all honesty, this was like probably a win for us. We did a lot of beneficial things. We made a lot of cool trains. I was pretty proud about that. These do look pretty cool. We could have probably elevated a few of them and, you know, made them a little bit faster, but they do their job, and I do like what we kind of made from this, and the fact that most of our stuff that we've built and made is all it's all positive, you know, and you can't really put a price tag on it being all positive. And the fact that we're making like $53 million, I'm gonna go a month, it doesn't really specify that, but like we're making $53 million a month. Like that is a substantial price tag, if I do say so myself. So you can't really put a price on that. I mean, we just did, but you get what I'm saying. So, and we get to arrive in this beautiful station with all these wonderful people needing, holy cow, we like just front and center into that. And obviously this being fully loaded the whole time, like a lot of people wanted to go to Georgia, Maryland. I really want to say Maryland probably ended up being our capital city, because you have a whole bunch of people over here. That's actually not that bad, but then you have I did add like 4 trains to this because we had like 300 people wanting to go from Virginia to Maryland. So the fact that we're now down to 22 is definitely a bonus. I did want to get gears down here and kind of do that. Ooh. We might need to that's not what I wanted. Terminals. Ooh, I didn't know you could do that. yeah, I'm probably going to add another train to this. Actually, we'll just add 2. Just to kind of help this get down, because obviously that's more than these guys are going to bring in. And the fact that we're pretty much, oh, that's not what that was. I thought that was, whatchamacallit. I thought that was, money, but it's not. I did want to eventually get St. Augustine's and, Pensacola hooked up, but it didn't work out. That was kind of a difficult thing, getting this and obviously this further down south. And I guess my biggest point is that I wanted to make more kind of depots like this. And this really isn't technically a depot. Like, I mean, I guess it's the closest thing on this map that we created that is a depot, just because it has a few different things running in it. But the issue is that, like, okay, we have very little of these things minus the planks and the wood. This extra train station did end up helping this out, so we're able to kind of produce a little bit more, and we're also able to give our trains definitely a full load back instead of having a half load, even if they do bring in a half load. So that's kind of important. But I also think we didn't grow in the right ways when it was needed. And we stayed, I kept the stations too small, and then when we started building bigger, it then became more of a problem, minus our little hiccup last episode where for whatever reason the coal trains disappeared. Maybe I was going to edit them and I forgot about it. I'm not sure, that's a possibility. But then also the gear workshop disappearing, and I'm glad the game moved one right here. That does help the situation, but that was a kind of a problem that we had to fix. And then obviously I wonder if this thing's having issues. I want to go cargo, and I'm just gonna put a few of these here and see if this helps. When it comes to like bread and stuff, because I feel like the bread is strictly just going to New York. And also, like I said, a couple of these lines are like poorly conceived. There's good intentions behind them, but it wasn't beneficial and that kind of nature. And yeah, I'm gonna give this another go. We're gonna do another map. I want this to be more of a I'm gonna kind of reset the routes. I'm gonna do hard mode, and then I'm not going to edit the map. Obviously I came in, changed some of the I changed all the names actually, and so I want to reset this and see kind of what we get. I might end up leaving businesses staying open and then trying to get my routes down as far as like what we're doing, so I can get a grip on this game just a little bit more and figure some stuff out that way. Manage vehicles. We have 8. Let's just duplicate those to get 12. But yeah, we're gonna reset. We're gonna restart. Like I said, one of my biggest things is that on the roads and everything, no one's traveling unless excuse me, sorry, I don't know why I have the hiccups. No one's traveling unless we permit it. Obviously these cities aren't hooked up. None of my cities are hooked up anymore, which, like I said, I don't know why that happened, but it did. and just because it did, that just, like I said, no one's moving anywhere, and I kind of want to compete with the game on especially building up stuff and having to compete with like people wanting to go from like Georgia to, you know, New Jersey over here. And so the fact that I'm not having to do that kind of takes away from the game just a little bit. And so that's kind of my reasoning. And then also, like I said, I want to leave the businesses open this time, and I want to leave the businesses open this time and really try to move forward as far as like setting up depots where we have like, for example, where would it, like a good one would be like somewhere in this area, obviously not on top of this mountain, so it'd either be like over here, but like setting up a depot where like everything funnels into here and then we ship everything out, you know, and just making it easier that way, because I feel like right now if you look at this, like this looks messy, and maybe it's supposed to be messy, but I would like to kind of give it another shot as far as that's concerned, because I feel like there were things that I kind of messed up on and all that. And then I'm going to work on making probably the episodes a little bit shorter, so that we're like, okay, we're focusing on, you know, hypothetically on this one, we're going to DC and we're focusing on getting tools here. So bam bam tools, or how's this go? Bing 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 tools, and then we ship tools there. And then obviously later, you know, this was kind of a good spot to build the distribution center. I'd probably want to build it a little bit northern area, but yeah, this was a good area for this. The Massachusetts, Connecticut, Washington, and Maryland, these 4 cities were very easy to grow because one, they kind of all needed the same things, which made it kind of easier to grow all of them. But yeah, I think that's it. Like I said, I'm gonna keep this short so I don't waste your guys' time, and you know, you're like, oh, I'm just doing the video, and most of you are gonna dump out anyway, and I get it. You know, no one wants to kind of reminisce and, you know, say bon voyage and all that stuff, but I just kind of wanted to give a brief overview of what's what we did, all the different lines, you know, that we were able to accomplish and all that. And I mean, I really wish you're in a different spot, but we were able to kind of do a great deal of things. And obviously what I did wasn't necessarily all that bad, because like I said, we're making like $53 million, 57, and we made it. This is the first time I've ever made it to $1 billion. So obviously we made it over $1 billion, but this is the first time that I've actually made it to $1 billion. There's that one building. Rules, nope. Just curious where it's at. Those are tools, that's streets. But yeah, you get kind of what I'm saying. There was a... Maybe I'm missing it. I don't know. Oh, I mean, we got a company score of 74. Why is this being difficult? There we go. I mean, I don't know what that means, but you can see this population, shipping facilities. We've pretty much gone up. Tracks, total electric, high speed. We didn't get to the high speed stuff because, like I said, we've stopped at 1900 balance. I mean, straight up. We had a little dip here. What is this, bank balance? But that was probably, I decided to build something, and obviously, we're open for 50 years. We had one bad month where we spent $234 million, but most of our expenses were pretty low, and we're able to overcome them with bigger bills and whatnot. Road, you can see we're making about $2 million. Railroad, we're making about $43 million, and water, we're making about $5 million. Obviously, we have more trains than anything. Ooh, bad time of the month right there. But that's basically all the maintenance cost is what just hit us. So yeah, but anyway, you kind of see what's what. It looks good. We did a good job. I'm gonna get working on our next one and kind of just hopefully get a better idea of what I need to do to make this look a little bit better. I want to make it, like I said, I want to make it look neater. It doesn't look too bad, but I want to attempt to set up distribution centers. Like, that's kind of what my main focus is on. And I feel like if we go slowly, we can set that up. And I got to figure out some sort of time frame. And like I said, we might go on a quarter speed and just kind of progress, but do it slowly so like everything fits together. But yeah, I kind of talked enough. You get the idea. Hopefully you guys understand, and we can move on from here and make this next series a little bit better and more entertaining. Obviously, I get it, this isn't the most exciting game ever, but trust me, if you guys ever sit down and play this game, you guys will get 100% lost in this game. It is that addicting. At least it is for me. I quite enjoy it. So until next time, I hope you guys enjoy, and I will catch you guys later.